welcome to Every Day is Earth Day, the podcast. I'm your host, Fiona, and today, I'm curious. I wonder, do you ever get desperate? Do you ever find yourself just absolutely at your wits' end and desperate for something in particular or someone? How much does that actually bring that item closer to you and in your life? Yeah, I know. Not at all. Although there are people that sense your desperation and take advantage of that. That's not so much fun. So today I'm just curious about desperation and when you're aware of being desperate, how or do you change tracks with that? What are some of the things that have gotten you out of being desperate for someone or something? I had a rather large epiphany a few weeks ago, last year, at the end of the year when I was traveling, and I was on my own in the UK. And for years, it's popped in and out of my awareness that I was truly desperate for friends. Well, and actually, I was accused of being desperate for friends by a relative. And you know what you do when someone tells you something that you're not ready to hear because it's not being delivered in a kind way or a way that they care, where it's like, hey, I see this in you and I wonder what else is possible. Have you considered this, and does this even apply? Because they could be totally off the mark, but saying these things for other reasons. And so I was accused of being desperate for friends with a few things I was choosing and yada yada blah blah. Fast forward. Oh, excuse me. Almost 49 years, and yeah, I was now able to receive the information and look at how I have been functioning for so many years as if I was desperate for friends. And the way I flipped that for myself was I chose one day, just for the day, that I was going to be my own best friend. Truly. And as your own best friend, gosh, what would I say to myself? What would I invite myself to? What would I do? What are the actions I would take? How would I treat me? And, you know, I'm here now and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all of that because it's continued to open up more and more awareness and ahas about, oh my gosh, I was so desperate for that. I was desperate for that. There's a desperate energy in that. And it was a subtle underlying energy of so many things in my life. And a clue as to why things, quote unquote, why things weren't showing up and weren't really flowing very easily. Because I just bought this desperate energy, and most of the time it wasn't even mine. Because how many other people are just desperate for money, desperate for love, desperate for relationship? Oh, goodness. Or for friends or, family or whatever. That energy of desperation and being desperate can be quite subtle. It is not very contributory when it's running in the background and has a good hold on a lot of things and a lot of choices. And for me, it fueled the fire of lots of self-judgment and loathing. And concluding that I had no value. Yeah, very interesting. So I'm so grateful for that revealing itself so I can let it go. So I can look at it and go, gosh, I am my own best friend and I'm desperate for what? Why am I desperate for these people to like me or love me when, gosh, I'm so desperate to be someone else? I was so choosing wrongness of me that no one else could actually see me, and I couldn't even see myself. I was so desperate. Yeah. Oh my. Well, that's a big topic and rather intense. So I'm just going to invite everybody and everybody's body to let go of that energy as it works for you, whether that's going outside or yawning like my body does, as you just heard, or meditating or running or primal screams, whatever, however you let go of these energies that come up, or maybe you have access to body workers, verbal processing, you have coaches, you have therapists, you have hands-on workers. Go use them. Use them, use them, use them. All right? So, how does it get even better? What if you no longer had the threat of desperation running in the background of your life and your choices? Yeah, a lot more space now, isn't there? Excellent. Well, thanks for joining me on this episode of Every Day is Earth Day. Bye for now.